All right, welcome back to the videos. Um, Hopefully, there's a few more people watching than usual. The message today, let's talk about the media and how the media, and this is all of the networks, um, has eroded the trust of the American people to the point that when they are telling the truth and they're trying to get a message out there, people don't know if they should believe them. And so this is the thing about propaganda. It causes people to pick sides. Um, they side with whatever they attracts them emotionally, or what they seem to connect with, uh, based on their upbringing or their intelligence or religious values, backgrounds, whatever. But before the news, it was cover everything. It would cover everyone, and everyone would listen. The days of the Walter Cronkite, um, 60s and the early 70s, when the news used to be reported, it was always, you know, the next day when it was in the papers, people used to pick it up, and the story was based in facts and not emotions, and not in opinion. So now, because the news is so opinionated, it's laden with opinion, and it just seems to be more emotional based instead of fact based. Um, it's to trigger a response out of people instead of get them to uh, understand what's going on in the story and try to relate um, a sense of urgency or a sense of relief or whatever it is. So now we're in this coronavirus situation, and so um, we got hit, a communist country that is known for their propaganda. So when the news comes out of there, we're skeptical, or we don't know how to accept it for if it's true or it's not true. And so this is the fear that if something um, real serious, like something that's really happening, and this, we don't know how we're going to react, because now the media, like the major networks, are so anti-Trump and so anti um, American, that they are going to say um, all these non-facts, or like these things that are not true, that are just propaganda based, to bring down this president and his administration and everything he does. And then we don't know if they're being honest, or we just, making our assumptions based on our emotion. So we agreeing with them because emotionally we don't like the president, or we don't like his administration, or we don't like the state of America is today, or we are absorbing that fact that's like, oh, this could be really happening, and I should, prepare myself. Um, so it's a scary thing, and we're, you know, this is awful. We allowed them to have this much power and influence over our culture. Of course, this goes all back to Hollywood and academia. Um, I'm not gonna. I don't ever want to downplay the effect that they have on this nation, because they do have an effect. Because we're so quick to debase this president and debase his administration and all the good that he does. And of course, when he does something that is, you know, both, sides, which it should be only one side, it should be an American side. We don't have that anymore. But when you have sides, the people taking sides, we can never really know what's fact based and what isn't, into relation to what Trump says or doesn't say, because We'll have the media, academia, Hollywood, late night TV, all telling us this is how we should think and this is how we should feel and this is the facts. Then when we get on social media, the internet, there's a whole bunch of different information being put out. So, you have two forces there, and they're going up like this. And in the middle is the American people who just want to get along with their lives. And unfortunately, um, those things are hard to do when you out there fear mongering and you don't know what to believe. And that leaves people in a state of flux, like, is this possible? I don't know, you know. So, you know, the only thing is I would do is live your life as you've been living your life. Um, but also be more independent. Get off of social media. Don't turn into network television or CNN. But you know, people say, "Oh yeah, but that's you should stay informed." You shouldn't stay informed to the point where what the information you get is biased. You should stay informed to where you feel that it makes sense. Common sense should rule. And if you feel like you're getting just one side of the story, um, and then that side of the story is always bashing the administration or praising it, and you're just getting one side of the story, you should find another source. If I was you guys, I would just not get any source of information and just live your life. Don't fall into these traps. Don't fall into finding your late night television for your news source, or going to Bill Maher or John Oliver or any of these guys. Um, Chris Matthews, even Fox. You know, Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. You know, come on. And I'm saying Tucker is no fan of President Trump. If you watch his program, he's not a Trump Republican. He's not all in on Trump. But again, they're all gonna lean one way or the other and play on people's emotions instead of giving facts. And they want anger and outrage. And, they don't seek to unite us; they seek to divide us. And that's what I get when I look at the media. So I don't want to do. I don't turn it on. I don't watch media. I tend to get my news sources. I source the source of the source. Go back to the original where it came from, and then I make my own judgment on it. Like from my upbringing and education, which I have to say was way better than what they're getting today. And it's sad to say that, but anyway, I watched the debate from start to finish on the Democratic side, and you know, it was horrible, to say what they want for this country. We're at this point. We're either going to accept it and we're going to deal with it, because eventually it's going to happen. We're going to have a socialist running this country, and we're going to have to um, see where that leads us. Of course, as you know, socialism just leads to communism, which leads to hundreds of millions of people dying. And we don't have that many. We got 350 million people in this country, and you can vote your way in, but you got to shoot your way out. And so, unfortunately, I see that when we get a socialist House or socialist Senate, or we get a president who's socialist, yeah, there's gonna be some chaos. And in the beginning, the first couple of years it's a honeymoon period. It seems like everything's going well, but then You run out of people's money, um, you start taxing the middle class. And when you run out of their money, you start taxing low poverty people. And when you run out of their money, then you get bread lines and food shortage. Not only that, there won't be any gas because they'll in this Green New Deal, your electric prices are going to go through the roof. Your gas prices are going to go. I mean, I'm right now I pay like $38. I'm predicting if one of them get in office, my gas price will be like 200 to 200 to 250 a month, maybe even more, because they're going to try to shut down natural gas and coal and all these um, stop importing, um, and even stop developing ways to keep our natural resources abundant. We're right now in a surplus, and I think that will disappear if one of these socialist Democrats get in. And unfortunately, it's either now, it's going to happen. And so prepare yourself by, stocking up on those food rationing, save water, buy a generator, do things. If you believe in 2A, stock up on guns and ammo. And, because bail reform, prison reform, I mean, the United States is going to become like Escape to New York, where all the criminals are on one side and all the good people are on another side. And then all the good people are going to try to get away because the bad people will be trying to get into the good side, and they're not going to have any way to protect themselves because all their guns were taken away and all their ability to fight off the criminals are going to be taken away, and it's going to be ugly. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video short there. Again, if you think you're getting good information from uh, CNN, Fox, all of those network news sources, you're not. They're all lying to you to play on your emotion and to give you one side of the story and I give you the full story. Good luck with that. We'll talk again.